here because the outside world rejects you.
Hey, what's up everyone? Today we're back to continue our rankings of the on-screen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle designs. We have already ranked all of the Raphael on-screen designs and all of the Leonardo on-screen designs. And now we're going to go ahead and rank all of the Donatello on-screen designs. So any version of him that was in a movie or a TV series or a video special, we're going to go ahead and put them all here on this tier list alongside with the other turtles that we have already ranked. That way you can see where Donatello falls for us in the grand scheme of these rankings. Now there's a lot of versions of Donatello to go through, so let's go ahead and waste no time and dive on in. Alright, before we jump into Donatello's designs, let's do some catching up. There's actually been a new design for Leonardo and Raphael that's came out since their ranking videos released here on the channel, and that's their Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles designs. Let's go ahead and put them here on this tier list before starting with Donatello. First up, let's take a look at the Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Raphael. His design is obviously very similar to his Mutant Mayhem design, as this show is a continuation of that movie, but I think his design actually looks a little cooler in the show. Something about his head shape that they changed that looks a little better. It's more of that classic Ninja Turtles shape. In the movie it was kind of like that too, but it was a little less symmetrical, liking the way it looks more here in the show. The rest of the design is pretty much the same as in Mutant Mayhem, but in 2D instead of 3D. Everything except for these crisscross belts here that they added. I like him better with just the horizontal belt, but this doesn't really ruin the overall design for me. Overall, I like how Raphael looks here, and I think he falls about here for me on the tier list. So right under Mutant Mayhem Leonardo and Secret of the Ooze Leonardo. I think if the design had a little more muscle definition and if he had the regular Ninja Turtles headband instead of the over the head one, I think it would definitely bump this one up a little bit, but yeah, I think he goes good right there. Next, let's move on over to Leonardo from the Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle show. His design I don't think surpasses the Mutant Mayhem design like how Raphael's did, but then again that's because the Leonardo design from Mutant Mayhem looked pretty great. I thought he was the best looking turtle in the movie. So yeah, this Tales of the TMNT Leonardo had a little bit of a tougher competition to his movie counterpart. Now I don't know if it's because of the 2D design, but here in the show he does look a little more skinnier than he did in the movie. I feel like they need to pack a little more muscle on his design there, but not to harp too much on this design, I still overall like it, and it's still pretty high up on the tier list for me. We'll put it up here in the A tier, but lower than Tales of the TMNT Raphael. But yeah, that does it for catching up on Leonardo and Raphael. Now let's go ahead and dive on into all the Donatello designs. Alright, so Donatello from the 1987 show should be pretty quick. The turtle designs in this show are all pretty much carbon copies in terms of their designs, but I like the designs. So yeah, we'll go ahead and put him here with the rest of the 87 turtles. And same thing for the Red Sky Seasons version of the character. He can go right here with the other Red Sky turtles. So original 1987 designs in A tier and Red Sky Season design here in B tier.
Hi guys, did you miss me?
To the max, dude.
Alright, now we're jumping into the original 1990 movie version of the character. And in this first movie, as many of you know, each of the turtles have their own unique designs, little subtle changes in the faces and the body that differentiate each turtle. Let's go through some of the design elements. I like this Donatello's head and face. I think it's the best he's ever looked, to be honest. I like the type of purple that they picked for his headband. I love how dirty and gritty the headband looks as well. Let's move on to the torso. He's got a diagonal strap on his belt, which makes sense for the type of weapon that he carries. And yeah, just overall here his physique looks fantastic. Let's go ahead and rank him. I think he's the second best looking turtle in this first movie, so I'm gonna put him right here on S tier, right under Raphael. Super cool looking Donatello.
You're a claustrophobic.
Alright, next up we have Secret of the Ooze Donatello. Now body-wise, this Donatello hasn't changed much from the first movie, other than some little texture details, but the face has seen some significant changes. I don't know if when making the second movie, they lost the mold to the first Donatello head from the first movie or something, or if it was because the technology changed and now the machinery was in the head part of the costume, but Donatello looks significantly worse in Secret of the Ooze. He looks like he ran into a wall or something. You can see that he has like an underbite now, look that he didn't have in that first movie, and also the bandana is not as gritty and doesn't look as cool. So yeah, where do we place him? I think the face really does knock off a lot of points for me. It's such a big downgrade. I don't think he's on A tier with the other Secret of the Ooze turtles that we ranked earlier. He's definitely below that. Now, it's not the worst looking design we've ever seen. It's still one of the better ones overall throughout the history of the turtles. So yeah, I think we'll put him here in B tier. Debating putting him above or below 2012 Raph and Leo. I think I'll put him above just because it's live action, and it is still impressive that they look this good in live action, but still a massive downgrade from that first movie. And the downgrades continue. Let's go ahead and move on over to Ninja Turtles 3 movie, Donatello.
I've got to get the hang of that.
It's okay.
I'm gonna get you out of here.
Alright, now we're moving on to Ninja Turtles 3 Donatello. And yeah, these designs from this movie just put a stop to the party in my opinion. These designs I feel like was a big part that ended that first wave of Turtle Mania from back in the 80s and 90s. The next Mutation designs were like the final nail in the coffin, but these designs here started the fall from grace. Okay, so Donatello's face looks completely different than the past two movies. It doesn't look remotely close to the molds of the first movie or even the second movie. The snout area looks really flat and it loses that Ninja Turtle shape. The headband color is also lighter here. I like the darker purple better from the other movies. As for the body, similarly to how we discussed with the other turtles, it's okay. They kept the belt. The muscles on the arms and legs look cool, but the torso area feels a bit flatter, and of course the liver spots being more prominent in this design is something that people always talk about. But where does this Donatello fall on the list here? Well, I think he looks better than Leonardo from this same movie, so definitely above him. I don't think he looks better though than Raphael from TMNT 3 or better than Leonardo from the Bay movies, but I do like it better than Rise Raphael, so we'll go ahead and put him right here on C tier. But yeah, that's TMNT 3 Dawn. Let's go ahead and see what's next.
Then I can take the flangular and put that here. Oh, that's it. Of course. It's equal mass displacement.
Alright, this should be a quick one considering these turtles pretty much all look the same, and we've already ranked Raphael and Leo, and that's the live action specials from the 90s version of Donatello. We're kind of bunching them all up together in one category here. So yeah, these are like the Christmas turtles, the concert turtles. They all have that same base turtle design. And yeah, these were considering the worst designs. These were placed here at the bottom of F tier, and we'll do the same with Donatello. We'll put him here though at the very bottom. These designs are just so creepy.
You know how, like, when you walk around sometimes and there's garbage everywhere?
Next up, we have Donatello from Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation. Now, I'm not feeling this design either. It's actually a little worse than Raphael and Leonardo from this same show, and that's mostly due to the headband here. Body-wise, he looks very similar to the other turtles, but this headband bandana is probably one of the most unique Ninja Turtle masks of all time. It wraps around the whole head, around the cheeks, and instead of two openings for the eyes, it's just one big opening. Looks kind of weird. I'm a simple man. Just give me a regular classic Ninja Turtles bandana with long tie-offs and we're good. Anyways, his design is my least favorite in Next Mutation, although still better than the live action specials turtles. Those were just so bad. So yeah, he'll go right here in the middle of F tier.
Watch and be amazed. Yeah. Ta-da!
Alright, now we're discussing the 2003 show's version of Donatello. This one, like the 1987 Turtles, is kind of similar in the way that all the turtles look very much like each other. So if you remember from the Leonardo and Raphael ranking videos, we ranked these 2003 turtles pretty high, and I think we're going to do the same here with Donatello. I said it before in those previous ranking videos, but I think the 2003 turtles are the best looking animated version of the Ninja Turtles that have come out so far throughout their history. The designs, especially from those early seasons, look pretty great. We'll see if it's ever topped. I think it can be, it just hasn't been done yet. But yeah, there's not really much to talk about that we didn't talk about in those other ranking videos. So yeah, we'll put Donatello there on S tier. We'll put him right under 2003 Raphael. You can see already a pattern starting to form there with the 1990 movie Turtles and the 2003 animated Turtles in S tier. I think that trend's gonna continue. Now, as we know, the designs of the 2003 Turtles changed as they went into their 6th season, titled Fast Forward. Now, those Fast Forward designs aren't as good in my opinion, as the earlier seasons, and there's not much difference in his design when compared to his brothers. I think at this point we're just really going off who has the cooler chest plate thing, and Don's here looks cooler than Leo's, but not as cool as Raphael's, so we'll stick him in between the two, there in C tier. A big downgrade from the initial 2003 designs. It was around this time that I feel like animation was starting to play around with these really angular, edgy art styles with the characters that I just never really liked. I think it's a personal preference thing, because I see some people actually enjoy this style. Now, the final season of the 2003 show, titled Back to the Sewers, changed the design again, the one where they gave him the weird eyes. In this one, he pretty much looks like his brothers again, and we had put these designs in their ranking videos above the Fast Forward turtles just because they got rid of all those future accessories. I like my turtles simple, and in this, they try to go back to that, but in that newer angular style. So yeah, still in C tier, but a little higher. So next is Donatello from the Turtles Forever movie, and it looks like they did fix some elements in his design from the Back to the Sewer season. You can see that they started going back to what worked before with the all white eyes, and I like that they did that. So we'll put Donatello up here in B tier, so a little higher than the Back to the Sewers designs, and he can join his brothers there from the same movie.
What? You think I wouldn't have designed this thing to withstand lava? What kind of idiot do you think I am?
Are there different kinds?
Alright, next we're moving on over to the 2007 TMNT movies version of Donatello, and the turtles all look so similar in this movie, so this is going to be a fast one. Only thing about this Don here that I think is worth mentioning, which was also the case in the 2003 turtles by the way, is that he's missing his diagonal strap. Nothing major, but I thought it was kind of interesting that there was this period here where they weren't giving him that diagonal strap, but it's nothing major. We'll put him here in B tier with the other 2007 turtles, but since he is missing that strap, we'll put him down here as the last one.
No, I'm not playing hard to get. I'm telling you, sir, it's not that kind of phone line.
Alright, next we're moving on over to the 2012 TV series version of Donatello. I think I mentioned in one of the other ranking videos that I'm not really into the 2012 designs, which is weird because I actually really like the show. I think it might be the best turtle show in terms of just like enjoying my time while I watch it. But the designs were always kind of weird to me. They're not the worst thing ever. I just feel like they could have been a lot better. Let's take a quick look at Donnie's design. He seems to be the tallest of the group in this version, which I feel like this is something that this version of the turtles started and now has been done multiple times since. It's kind of like his thing now a lot of the time. The accessories are pretty normal turtle accessories: brown knee and elbow pads, the wraps, the belt, a regular Ninja Turtles headband. He's got the diagonal strap again, which is perfect for Don. One thing that this Donatello has different from the other turtles is that he's the only one with brown eyes. Also, this Donatello has a gap in his teeth, but yeah, that pretty much does it for all the big elements in his design. Now, where does this one fall? I feel the same for his design like I do with the others. Again, it's not the worst, but it could have been better, especially for how cool the show is. I'll put him right here with his 2012 brothers in B tier. The order doesn't really matter much, but I'll put him under Leo. But that's it for 2012, Donnie. Let's go ahead and move on over to the Michael Bay versions of the character.
Maybe if I can override...
Donatello, the time for games is over.
You're right. My brothers need me.
Wait. Here.
Alright, next we're moving on to the Michael Bay turtles as they're known. These turtles definitely each have their own unique designs from one another. Donatello here has a bunch to talk about. As for his face and head, to me he's actually one of the better looking turtles in this movie. He has the regular style Ninja Turtles headband, and he's got those goggles on top, which we actually see more newer versions of the turtles doing this as well with the character. He has glasses as well now. I've seen that some people don't like it when he has glasses and some people don't mind. Let me know in the comments, do you like Donatello with glasses or without? Usually I see people are pretty split on this, but I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. Now we see that he does have nostrils, which again, I always see people fall into two camps with this as well. Either you like nostrils on the Ninja Turtles or you don't. I'm not particularly fond of the nostrils. I do see people say it's more realistic. I don't know, but to me it loses some of that Ninja Turtle charm. You see that he has some headphones and then gadgets and stuff covering his body. And yeah, it's just a lot. There's just too much on him for my taste. Like we mentioned earlier, earlier. I like a simple turtle design. There's just too many accessories here. Now, where does this Donatello fall on the tier list? Well, I like it better than the 2014 Raphael from the same movie. I think Donatello, yeah, looks cooler than that. So yeah, a tier above him, but I don't think he looks cooler than Leonardo from the same movie. So I'll put him under Leonardo there in the C tier. Now, Donatello's design changed a little bit for the second movie, Out of the Shadows. He's got cargo pants on now, and the accessories that cover him change a little bit as well. I don't like the Out of the Shadows designs as much in general, and that goes for all of the turtles. I just think they looked a little grittier in that first 2014 movie, and they did something to them in the second movie where they seem more colorful and the textures seem off. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put Donatello from Out of the Shadows down here in D tier with the other Out of the Shadows turtles.
Bam! System disabled! Who wants Italian? I'm buying! Tiramisu for everybody!
Alright, next we have Donatello from the 2018 Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles television show. Now, this Donatello kept the goggles on his head from the Bay Turtles, but now they gave him a bandana that covers his whole head, so like that pirate style. You can see he has a battle shell over his regular shell, since he's a soft shell turtle in this version. And yeah, you can see like his knee and elbow pads and things like that are all purple, so no brown leather on this one. Anyways, where does this Rise Donatello go on the tier list? Well, I do kind of like his stature. He looks a lot like Leonardo and Michelangelo, where they're all kind of like the same size. And I like that more than like how Raphael is so much bigger than them. Now, he's not as high as Rise Leonardo. Rise Leo has the cooler headband, and that Leo was at the bottom of C tier. So what I think we'll do is we'll go ahead and place Rise of the TMNT TV show Donatello here at the top of D tier. So a few slots above Rise of the TMNT TV show Raphael. Now, Rise of the TMNT did get a movie, as many of you know, and the turtles did look a little cooler in that movie, for sure. They got like the black accessories, and all of their statures I feel like were improved a little bit. Rise movie Donatello will go up here at the top of C tier, so above Rise movie Raphael, but a tier below Rise movie Leonardo. So pretty much like the same thing we just did with the TV show versions, but a tier higher all around.
Fine. I feel very, that's two veries, annoyed when you eye roll at me.
Next up, we have Donatello from the Batman vs. Ninja Turtles movie that came out in 2019. And this design for Donatello reminds me a lot of the Donatello design from the 2012 Ninja Turtle show. The limbs look similar, the brown accessories, although in this Batman vs. Turtles movie, he does look a little edgier, which I like. The head shape on this Donatello, though, I always found kind of weird, too human-like. It's missing the puffed out cheeks that make that Ninja Turtle head shape. But overall, it's not one of my favorite designs, but I do like it. I think what they were doing in this movie with the turtles is something that fans have been wanting. The tone, the atmosphere, they really nailed it with this film, and I would love to see these guys again in a sequel. Now, as we discussed, I do like this design just a little bit more than the 2012 Donatello, but not as much as Leonardo from this same Batman and Turtles movie. So I say let's put him here on B tier, just under Leonardo. That seems about right.
How did you get into this cave?
Oh, well, there weren't many security measures in the northern tunnel. We had to swim for a bit, but I'm realizing you don't actually want constructive criticism right now.
Alright, now we're at the newest movie version of Donatello from the recent Mutant Mayhem movie. I thought this looked pretty cool. It kind of looks like a 3D render of the 1987 show's version of the character. Regular Ninja Turtles bandana, back to the purple knee and elbow pads, although this version does have a newer element with him wearing glasses. So again, some people like this, some people don't. I don't mind it here. His design does look pretty good to me. It's simple. He looks like a Ninja Turtle, not some big wild reinvention, which I feel like we get too much of these days, and other stuff outside of the Turtles as well. Now, as I just mentioned, it does remind me of a 1987 Turtle, so we'll put him right under them, and also under the tails of the TMNT, Leo and Raph. Those designs just look a little cooler to me. So yeah, they're on A tier, not a bad place to be, and he is above Mutant Mayhem Raphael, just because Donatello has the regular Ninja Turtles headband. I feel like they should always go down this route. But yeah, there he goes, a good spot on the tier list. Let's check out the last design.
It's even better! Attack on Titan? Whoever rocker this is likes anime. I don't even know this person, and they give me more than anyone ever has.
Guys!
Alright, so Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Donatello, this should be pretty simple. His design stayed pretty consistent from 3D to 2D, so yeah, just in case you don't know, these Tales of the TMNT Turtles are the Mutant Mayhem Turtles, but in 2D. And I do like the 2D a little more. I don't know what it is. I think I just like 2D better or something. But yeah, we'll put him just right on top of Mutant Mayhem Donatello. They're pretty much even to me, but 2D is more my style when it comes to animation. That pretty much does it for this ranking video. Next up, we'll close out these Ninja Turtle design rankings with Michelangelo, so keep an eye out for that video. But thank you everybody so much for watching this ranking series. Let me know down below what's your favorite on-screen Donatello design. Would love to see what you all have to say. But for now, that does it here. Follow on all the socials, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you all in a little bit with another video. Take care.